Cheeky visit to the top side doesn't really do much. Morgan took a tiny bit of damage. And now Umpty is following up here. And the less that top ganks get expected, the more value that they get.
I mean, Zeus already used his teleport, so this is a great opportunity.
Oh, man. Fantastically baited here by Morgan as he's in his shroud. Gets very close to the sun as Zeus tries, and he will be able to trade it back just barely.
That is super important.
Game number 1.
Yeah, the mirror just really feels like it's a true reflection of the game in a lot of ways.
It's pretty interesting to see a bottom lane like this because, of course, in this meta, as we were highlighting so many times, there's always so much focus in the bottom lane, but not necessarily in this one. I feel like surely Guma and Keria can get very aggressive, but don't necessarily have to look for dives onto Jinx Rakan just yet, so Owner up here again.
Morgan's just being so respectful, though.
Level 6 is hit as the mist is down. Waiting for the Mega Gnar, perhaps the lane is pushing away from Morgan as this is a very tricky maneuver. As just going to get that fear down. Of course, there is no flash here for the Gwen as Mega Gnar waiting for it. The paranoia is going to be enough. Zeus taking up the shots and he will be able.
This is the trade-off, though, because Jinx is also going to be happy with this.
Zeus, he's almost at Mega Gnar. The knock-up is not there, but it doesn't matter because Umpty is here. So with Morgan alone, 1v2, he's fine. He almost has his needles. He has Ghost. There's no gank. Owner's doing Rift Herald. So actually, Fred and Brian are going to get a lot out of this because it's a free turret and a bunch of plates for solo Jinx, who is getting solo XP and solo gold on all of these plates.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Lava is going to have to Valkyrie away. See if they can force this into value regardless. Like, it is going to be split gold as well, some of it. Keria walks away to see if he can give him that extra full plate, but Henna is going to be the real winner of this. It felt very experimental, what T1 were trying to do here. Like, oh, does this work if we swap the Aphelios early? Usually you have to have control of one of these lanes massively in order to pull it off. They do have enough control to send him up there, up the top side with that kill, and they have Rift Herald. So it will actually be all of these plates going over to Guma. Is going to pick up first turret blood as well. So it does end up being worth it in the long run here, but still not a massive upswing from T1 because of the plates that Henna picked up bottom side.
Yeah, let's see if T1 doesn't look like they're going to be able to push into the second turret, but yeah, Rift Herald's going over there. Freda Brion on the other side of the map. Really,
it's still a pretty significant win for T1, I would say, at the end of the day here as Faker's rotating up. Ping's coming into the mid lane. Lava says he's not here.
Yeah, it's the Bully Morgan game, I suppose, as Ghost was popped, but the slow comes in, and Morgan cannot get away from this. Nice try. Doesn't even bother using his own needles. Just accepts that. A nice roam.
Your strongest player to actually get value for your bottom laner.
As we have an engage down to the bottom side, Guma just going to get blown up here with the Ignite going down from Delight. Owner trying to follow up, but here's Umpty as well. Bit of a knock up onto Keria. Might be a couple of kills. He's getting extremely low, but the shield does come in last second.
Lose money and lose experience. He knows this is the setup. Now, Delight.
Come on. He took every precaution, and they just waited for about a million League of Legends seconds. And yeah, actually it does pay off for T1 in the end.
Yeah, well, Delight also pathing that way means that he's going to do something.
Okay, Needles landing, flash, chilling smite. We got fights in mid as well. Here comes Delight looking for the play. That is going to be a dead Faker. As Zeus will get away, really doing as much as Lava's at this point in time. Lava's build still waiting for that as the engage comes in. They're going onto a Nautilus with stopwatch. That's not the play. The paranoia is forced, but now you're popping a little bit less tanky. You have a little bit less positioning as the package comes through. They engage onto this very hard as into the backline here goes this front line for Owner. But look at Guma. He has so much of a front line and he can do whatever they want because Fred and Brion went so deep with that package and forced this with the Corky Jinx. And now Umpty's going to try to give himself up, but this is just a clean ace for T1.
Feels like we might be going to a game 3 here, Valdez. This is the fight that really breaks the back in a lot of ways.
The Nautilus gets so much value. The Gnar, you know, all of these engage and proactive champions that you have on the side of T1 get so much value. As speaking of engage, they get in the backline and Guma's gone. As down they go, it's actually Fred and Brion the ones that make the play happen, as now GA's gone on the Nocturne. T1 are fighting a 4v5, a massive Gnar ultimate comes in here. as we got frontliners sacrificing themselves, and Faker's gonna get 2, maybe make it 3 as he tries desperately to get it there at the end. Zeus not able to collapse onto Lava, who still has his GA. And somehow T1 come out ahead in that fight.
They do come out ahead, but they just did not expect Frederick to fight without an objective. And that is exactly what Frederick were looking to do. Good play from Delight to set this one up, but it's not enough in the end. Package now used defensively.
Uh-oh, it's a big one hitting them as no engage onto Umpty. This can be kited out excellently by Lava. He has to be careful though as
Drake is up.
Taking it one step at a time. Teleport available for Zeus if he wanted to back and come back into this fight.
And up for Morgan, he's up in 5. Yep. And unfortunately Faker, when he does respawn, will not have it. So Frederick Brion should be able to take Soul Point here.
T1 spent a lot of time taking out that inhibitor turret, and now they're not going to be in position for this Drake. They are trying to get in position here as the Gnar is going to teleport in. We got 5 people on the side of Frederick Brion that could try to take a 5v4, but they say no.
Feels really unfortunate. The package here is just wasted because now T1 get this Soul Point. Their package will not be available for their Soul fight. So that is really massive. It's a huge swing here. Frederick Brion were just not able to, without Flash here on Lava, without a better prio setup here with the push that T1 had mid, they could not set up better for it. This is all Delight. By the way, does this flashless? I mean, I can't say it's all Delight. It is, in fact, also Umpty who's helped set this up. But they chain CC Gumayusi, so he's out of the fight. GA gets popped here early onto Owner. And it's Zeus who really saves this, because without his big Gnar here, Frederick Brion basically just went a 4v1 on Faker, then went a front to back. But he buys just enough time here.
Sylas is so ridiculous.
Sylas is also broken. Credit to Faker where it's due.
Was excellently played, yeah. That you can just see him in the backline 1v4. He got more done than the Gwen was able to. Obviously, there's a big difference in items at this moment in time. So yeah, that's part of the reason why we see a lot of first pick Sylases.
One of many.
Is left available. Yep.
Yeah, one of many reasons. Very strong champion right now. Also guarantee. It's like, it's not even fair because it's also a Gnar pick. It seems like, how does that work?
You get both.
T1 here, no package for Frederick Brion. Lava has his GA still, didn't lose it there, flashed instead. But I mean, this is late. Not, you cannot force this fight. You don't have the engage.
Steadfast presence for Umpty will get him out of the way. This is Mega Gnar. Zeus, no flash, but still absolutely threatening a nightmare situation for Frederick Brion.
Burst damage on a Corki is great and all, but what Corki is really good at, more than anything else, the same reason why Ezreal is really good in these late game scenarios, is that in neutral fights, when both teams are posturing, a Corki puts a timer on T1. And it's like, oh, okay, you guys want to take this Drake? Well, I want to take it too. We're both kind of walking at each other. I outrange you, I outpoke you. And eventually you will have to just run at us and hard engage because you're running out of health bars, because Corki will just consistently do that. But when you are behind on the play and T1 is on a Baron and they have strong engage themselves and have great turn, you don't, like, Corki feels worthless in these moments. Like, yeah, if you hit an amazing rocket randomly, maybe you could force a fight even if you lose Baron, but with no vision control, no setup, no way to really aim these rockets, Lava, like I said, now a 4-item Corki doesn't feel like a strong pick when you're behind like this, though. You just cannot use it the same way as it is in an even game state or from ahead.
Let's see how the defense goes. Going to be a little bit more difficult here against this Baron buff. A lot of pushing from many different angles. Zeus gets Mega Gnar again here for just a moment. And yeah, I think you got to keep your Jinx on one side and your Corki on the other, because that's where a lot of your wave clear will come in. As Frederick Brion on the side, they want to fight instead. As in the back line, here comes Owner. They're trying to peel for Henno, but they just cannot, as the fear seems to last forever. As Morgan is getting a lot of front-to-back damage done here. Lava still alive, but it is a couple of guys taken down here on the side of Frederick Brion. T1 up 10,000 gold and looking to end this game here. Can they do it against the Corki? That's 1 minion. Turret shots too. Oh man, Lava just barely going to survive there on the backside of that one.
He's got his GA, but he doesn't want to lose control.
Morgan, very, very low, has to go to the stopwatch. He is going to survive just barely, but Delight has to give his life up for it, and I think it's just enough damage. We are going to have a game number 3 as T1 just barely going to pick up
말만 돼.
지금 밖에 나는 지금
아까 노플 볼만하다.
난 죽었어 일단.
띵스 노플.
티켓 더 많이
폴키 한번
빠지게.
보자. 지금 잡았어.
안쪽.
왼쪽에 코르키 있어.
고엔 봐야 돼 고엔 이거. 고엔이 딜이야 얘네.
좋았다. 나 앞에부터 퍼부터.
위에 와줄래? 이거 코르키 잡을만해.
이거 턱킥 해야 될 것 같은데? 끝나? 안 끝날 것 같긴 한데.
잘하면 끝낼만해.
그래?
얘네 궁 다음부터.
잘해봐.
얘네 궁 다음부터.
코르키 4발
앞에
있다는데?
포트펠이라 잘하면 돼.
고엔 노고.
위에 코르키
약간
피해.
끌었고.
약간. 고엔 봐야 돼.
라칸 더블 빠졌어.
앞에 봐줘 앞에.
고엔.
고엔 존야 있을 거야. 우리 앞에만 지키면 돼. 고엔 마무리 해줘야 좋고. 노공. 나이스.
코르키 2탈.
나이스.
민혁 킬 먹까?